Hey, Determined Destiny family, this is Coach Kevin coming at you with a very important video that I felt like I really needed to do. And it's based on a conversation that I had with a very dear friend of mine. And we've been friends for over 20 years now. We had a conversation just the other day, and I was kind of milling around whether I was going to do this video or not. And he kind of encouraged me that I really needed to. And I talked to a couple of other friends, and they encouraged me that I really needed to do this video because of the nature of that conversation that we had. So he's a pretty successful young man, has really built his life up around some principles and some character traits that have led him to be successful at this point in his life. But what happened was he gave me a call and said he wanted to talk to me about a situation where someone had come to his house and wanted to talk to him about one of our high school friends who is now incarcerated because of something that he did. And just because of the nature of the situation, I'm not going to dig into that a whole lot because some people that follow me are going to hear this and they're going to know what I'm talking about and who I'm talking about. And I want to be respectful of that entire situation and not degrade anybody within this conversation. But the importance of this conversation, and understand, I'm not trying to toot my own horn by any means. That's not what Determined Destiny is all about. But the importance of this conversation is really about building character and the importance of building character, the importance of overcoming adversity, and the importance of understanding how your character plays an impact on your long-term success in life. The purpose of this video is really just to enhance the importance of decision making and how decisions will determine your life. Every little decision is going to determine a road that's taken or not taken. Is going to determine your life. It's going to determine a certain level of success or a certain level of frustration or certain situation that you end up in because of decisions. So the important thing to keep in mind here is that this is about decision making. This is about character building. This is about making choices that have long lasting impact. Okay. So he called me and he said somebody had reached out to him and wanted to talk to him about this situation that this other guy was in and wanted to have a conversation with him about the other guy's character and what kind of person he was growing up and in high school. And so we got to talking about it. And in the conversation, he said something that struck me that made me realize that me and this other guy, we weren't too different. He said, there came a point in this guy's life when he couldn't do that thing that he thought he was made to do anymore. When he wasn't able to do that anymore, his life just kind of took a nosedive. His thinking changed, his behaviors changed, and his approach to life changed because he wasn't able to do that thing that he had been doing for so many years. And he thought his life was built around, and that was his whole life. And so when he was telling me the story about how when that thing happened and he wasn't able to continue in that process, how his life just really kind of changed and his whole personality changed because of that one situation. And then as we were talking, I said, you know what? I was in a similar situation. I thought I was going to play college football coming out of high school. I just knew that was the destiny, that was the path that was set before me. And then when it didn't happen that way because of an injury, because of and it didn't happen that way for me, I had a decision to make. I had to really sit down and evaluate who I wanted to be as a person. At 18 years old, I had to really decide who I wanted to be as a person. And the only thing I knew, the only thing that I was sure of at 18 was that I wanted a college degree. That was important to me. And it was important to me because I had a lot of friends that were getting ready to go to different colleges and were really talking about going to college. So that was important to me. So thing I was sure of. And so what I had to figure out is, since I wasn't going to go to college to play football, how was I going to get my college paid for? So in our conversation the other day, I explained to my friend that, we all get in those situations where we've got to make some decisions, and we've got to decide how are we ultimately going to accomplish what we want to accomplish in life. Um, and you don't know it all. You don't know it all, but you have to make the right decisions to put you in a situation to be able to make the next decision, and then be able to make the next decision, and be able to make the next decision that ultimately gets you to where you're destined to be. So, in our conversation, we go back and forth about the importance of character, the importance of decision making, and the importance of being able to overcome adversity, being able to, you know, do an internal reflection and decide how we're going to overcome obstacles and challenges in our life. And so this guy is now incarcerated, went through this situation, and ended up years later in a rut, still in a rut in life, and not being able to get out of that rut. And as we're talking about this, we both realize that in being in that rut for so long, it creates a frustration, it creates a hardness, it creates a shell, it creates walls around you that are hard to be taken down, and it causes you as a person to change. So, you know, this guy goes through this situation and he ends up doing some things that are horrific, and now, he's sitting on death row. And I'm not saying it's solely based on the fact that in high school this happened and then that happened and then decisions weren't made and this, but I do believe that played a major part in it. I do believe that if you can't overcome adversity, you don't have the skill set to overcome adversity, you don't have the character traits that are embedded down within you to be a person that is respectful, that is responsible, that is focused and trustworthy, that is a good citizen. If you don't have those character traits down in you, then life just happens to you. And when life just happens to you and things are just happening and you're not fully aware of it, then anything is possible. And I don't want that for our young men. I don't want to have a conversation with a parent, with another friend, with a dad, a coach who had the opportunity to share an experience, to share determined destiny with somebody, and they didn't. And for that reason, this decision happened, and then that decision happened, and then that seed didn't get planted, and that seed didn't get planted. And now all of a sudden, we got another young man who's incarcerated and behind bars for the rest of his life and possibly facing the death penalty when all of that could have been avoided. This is near and dear to me, y'all. Y'all know, I've been pushing this thing for years now. This is near and dear to me. I just want to make a positive impact in the lives of young men. And somebody's got to be willing to have those conversations with young men to plant those seeds inside our young men so that they don't end up in situations that they regret for the rest of their life. And they're needing somebody else to fend for them and try to fight for their life. We've got to be in control of our own destiny. We've got to help our young men be in control of their own destiny. That's what this is all about. Determined destiny is about making sure that our young men stay in control of their destiny. That's what I want. I'm Coach Kevin. I'm here for you. The Determined Destiny family is growing. We're moving. We're doing big things. Get my book, 10 Things Your Son Needs to Know to Be Successful. Use it to your advantage. Right now, you can get it for free. Just pay the shipping and handling, and we'll get it out to you. Thank you. Appreciate your time. Hang in there with us. We are making a difference in the lives of young men each and every day. Go and change somebody's life.